everybody, and welcome to a new type of program that we are introducing here in the Florida Friendly Landscaping Series. Welcome to a Florida Friendly Fast Class. These classes we hope to get done in a short amount of time. So if you only have, less than a half an hour, we will quickly go through some of these principles for you. Our first Florida Friendly Fast Class is going to be saving water and money in your landscape. I'm Lilly Browning. I work for Hernando County Utilities. I'm the Florida Friendly Landscaping Program Coordinator. You can email me anytime at LillyB@hernandocounty.us. Here are the watering days for Hernando County residents. This is our 1 day a week watering restrictions. These are in force all of the time. It's not for any particular drought reasons. These are the days that we are allowed to water. It goes by your address. If your address ends in 0 or 1, you may water on Mondays and so forth. There is no watering on the weekends, and you are allowed to water before 8 a.m. or, that is an or, not an and, after 6 p.m. So, I work here at Hernando County Utilities, and I know that people, get very frustrated having large water bills. So partly what you're going to learn here is how to reduce the amount of water that you put out, which will also reduce your water bill. Even if you have a private well and you are not paying a company for your water, those watering restrictions still apply to you, but also you are spending electricity to use that well, have that pump running, and also it's just good, to save water. So the number one thing is, just because it is your day and time to water doesn't mean you have to. Let your lawn tell you when to water. At this particular time in September of 2022, we've had lots of rain, especially in the past 2 weeks. If nature is giving you rain, you do not need to have that irrigation system on. Turn it off and put it on manually, or make sure you have a functioning rain sensor. Here are 2 ways that your lawn will tell you, okay, I'm in need of some water now. If it does not rain between now and the time that is your irrigation day, please go ahead and irrigate me. 2 ways. The blades will fold. I just heard it described in a class I just did as a book. If the book is open, then your grass has enough water in it. If it's starting to close, then it's telling you it's becoming dehydrated. The same thing is if footprints remain after you walk on the lawn. You do not need to panic and violate the watering restrictions. You can wait until your watering day. These are just preliminary signs, and that's how your lawn can talk to you. A lot of people want to know, how long should I turn on each zone? That is really an impossible question to answer. As far as time, you'll have to do a little research. We can tell you how much water to deliver. 1/2 inch to 3/4 inch. That is plenty for a Floritan St. Augustine lawn. It's fine for a Bahia grass lawn. Your Bahia grass lawn can actually survive quite fine on natural rainfall. So this is per watering event. If your lawn is showing those signs we just discussed, then you can water it on your next watering day if nature has not done that for you. How long to put on each zone? You're going to do this test first. Get some straight-sided cans. Mark inside them that 3/4 inch with a Sharpie. Place them randomly around your zone. Turn that zone on for 15 minutes. Turn it off. How far did the water get in each can to your mark? If it got halfway, that means then you turn that zone on for 1/2 an hour, and you kind of do the math from there. So if you are looking for the biggest bang for your buck, as far as water savings, you will do so by efficiently watering your lawn. And I know this because I work in the water department, and I can tell, people, I've done looking around, people I know, like, had a family of 6, they have kids, They do not have an irrigation system. They use about 6,000 gallons a month. And then I look at someone I know that is just a couple, and they follow our watering restrictions, to the T, just the 1 day a week. They're going to be spending between 15 and 20,000 gallons a month. And that is strictly following our rules. So these lawns out there, they take up a lot of water. If you are cheating a little bit on the rules, you're going to be using more gallons. You're going to be paying us more money. And the fact is, your lawn does not need that much water. So making your lawn irrigation efficient, letting nature do it, that's going to get your biggest bang for your buck in water and money savings. Your plants also are going to tell you when they need to be watered. They will start to wilt, but don't worry about them wilting in the heat of the afternoon. Come out in the morning. If they're still wilting, then they need to be watered. You may hand water with a hose. You can put in a drip irrigation system in your landscape beds. That's going to be a lot more efficient. And established trees and shrubs, more than 2 years old, to lengthen their life, really, you should take them off of an irrigation system. Cap that irrigation system off for them. They can survive on natural rainfall. If we get in a period of drought, you can find some way to hand water them, but they don't need anywhere near as much water as your lawn does. Buying native plants. I'm trying to start a campaign where everyone gets 9 new natives this year. I'm giving you a 12-month period to, throughout that time frame, get 9 new natives, add to your yard. Of course, if it's a drought tolerant native, it's going to do well, without the water. You still have to put the right plant in the right place. But these native plants have been in Florida thousands of years. They have dealt with many different types of conditions. They are most likely, if they are the right plant in the right place, going to be healthy, and that will save you money in replacing plants. It will also attract wildlife, because native plants just naturally attracts wildlife. I mentioned getting a micro irrigation system. There are kits out there you can buy, and perhaps retrofit the areas where you have landscape beds. Instead of having the big sprinklers that your lawn has, install a drip irrigation, a micro spray irrigation that will help save money on your water bill. We have rain barrel workshops a couple times a month here in Hernando County. You get a rain barrel that looks exactly like this one here for $65. You can email me. I'll put my email at the end again to find out about upcoming workshops. Rain barrels work great for watering your landscape plants. I have classes on in creating water gardens, which help hold water in your yard. Some people put a bucket under their air conditioner outside where it drips. Just be very, very careful that you are cognizant of that bucket to dump it every day, or at least every other day, so you don't have a mosquito issue. Some ways inside you can save up some water. Put a bucket in the shower with you, kind of in the back of the shower. It's going to pick up some of that water that otherwise would have gone down the drain. You can use that on some of your plants. The same thing as if you are boiling vegetables, eggs, plain pasta. Save that water in the pot, let it cool down. You can use it on your plants, and also then be adding some nutrients to your plants as well. Mowing high is extremely important. I just did a class with Bernie Bathauer, Turf Talk with Bernie, if you want to get into details, and he will tell you very specific details of why it's so important to mow your St. Augustine and Bahia lawns. St. Augustine really needs to be 4 inches tall. Bahias can do well at 3.5 to 4 inches. It is imperative to the health of your root system, therefore to the health of your lawn. And this is from the University of Florida. Bahia grass should mow at 3 to 4 inches. We are not discussing Bermuda grass here. Most people don't have that for a lawn. St. Augustine, 3.5 to 4 inches, absolutely imperative. You see this sprig here is showing you this lawn has nice long roots that are going to reach down and get the water when it travels, through our soil profile for a longer period of time to have a healthy stand of grass. You can utilize drought tolerant plants, but people want to go out during a drought and purchase these drought tolerant plants. All plants, whether they are drought tolerant, Florida friendly, native, they need to be watered when they are becoming established. So the time to do that is now, when we're not in a drought. Choose those drought tolerant plants, get them established so that your landscape can, withstand a drought better. And create a landscape that survives on natural rainfall, so you don't even need an irrigation system. Therefore, you won't be using that water, you won't be using that money. And you can have what we call a freedom lawn. And basically that means it's a mixture of whatever type of grass you may have there, but you have a tolerance of weeds in that lawn as well, which brings a biodiversity of life. And we have a class coming up on that in a few weeks as well. And you can also work on improving your soil. A new trend that's coming along is before you put sod down to get a compost product, and a particular compost product. There are several varieties out there that you put down before you put the sod down. So because you are dealing most of the time with fill dirt that has no nutrients, no anything in there. So you're adding a little bit of compost down to start trying rebuild that soil before you put the sod down. If your sod is already down, you can always top dress your soil with the compost product as well. Like you're fertilizing it, except it doesn't count as a fertilizer, so that's a good thing too. And we have compost bin workshops in the county as well that you can email me about. So you can start a home compost program. That most likely you're not going to generate enough for your lawn, but you will have a good amount for your landscape beds and even your vegetable garden. So the things I want you to remember is water your lawn and landscape plants only when they need it, only when they ask for it. Set your irrigation to deliver 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch per watering event. Do that catch can test and measure and see how long. Install micro irrigation in your landscape beds. Install a rain barrel. Mow high, 4 inches for that St. Augustine lawn. Install drought tolerant plants while we're not in a drought. Go native, try out native plants. They're going to work out great for you. Consider having a freedom lawn if that is within the realm of possibility for you in your living situation, and work on improving the soil. Here are classes on Hernando County Government YouTube where we go into this in much more depth. You can go to the Hernando County Florida Friendly Landscaping Program playlist, look up micro irrigation in the landscape, rain gardens, native plant starter kit, getting to know your irrigation system, everything you always wanted to know about your Florida lawn, budget conscious yard care, diverse lawn areas, how to break away from monotonous monocultures, how to spend less on your lawn irrigation, and recycling raindrops. Here's my email again, LillyB@hernandocounty.us. Email me to find out about rain barrel workshops or if you have any other questions. Thank you.